What's up, guys? New packaging. Just wanted to give a short overview of unboxing the MountDog 3-piece light kit. It comes with all the pieces that you need. It looks like here are the actual softbox lights, and in each one of these 4 boxes is a light bulb. Looks like we've got our stands boxed up, and then our softbox kits here in these little vinyl packages. It comes with a MountDog carrying case. Seems pretty decent. It may do the job. I haven't tried to pack everything into it, but if you're on the go, you may not necessarily be carrying all 3 lights, so you might just need something to actually pack 1 light or 2 lights, so we'll see. It did come with these instructions. I wouldn't really call it an instruction list. It's more of like a contents of the package. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to start assembling this thing, and we'll see about how much time it takes and if I run into any hurdles. I have been watching multiple videos of people that have actually purchased this kit and put it together. It doesn't seem to be very straightforward, but it seems like something that might be at times intuitive that you can figure out. So without further ado, I'm just going to start to assemble the kit, and then I'll check back in with you guys and let you know how long it takes. All right, hey guys, so it took me about 15 minutes to kind of figure out this first light box and how to get it put together. There are some tricks and a couple of things that are not really that intuitive, that you don't want to, you might get scared when you run into that step because you don't want to break anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record myself putting the next light softbox together. It feels pretty good though, as far as the structure and the stand. It's not as flimsy as I thought it would be. It actually seems like it's a pretty nice little starter lighting kit. So let me see if I can post this camera up somewhere and record me putting the next light box together, and we'll go through the steps that are tricky. All right, guys, so what I did is I assembled the first softbox, and what I'll do is I'll assemble the second one. In the box comes a stand, so you'll have several boxes with stands like this. The stands are fairly sturdy, so the plastic on them, it seems like you might have to be a little bit careful because it does seem like it's not the greatest build as far as like the plastic. So like just with anything that, you know, you can kind of feel the sturdiness of it. Just be a little bit cautious when you're tightening it down. But for the lights and for what you're trying to use them for, this stand is more than adequate for the weight of the lights. The next thing I'll do is I'm gonna open up the next softbox. And so with this softbox here, what you'll see is it comes with these, like I would say, I don't know what you call them, like braces for the softbox. This is for the inside, and the way that you put these in are very important. That's the tricky part about putting the softbox together. It took me about 15 minutes just to kind of figure out how to get these braces in, because I didn't want to break anything. I didn't want to break any of the lights. And then we've got our next softbox that I've just unraveled, and we've got the screen that goes over it. So I guess you would say the white shade that goes over the softbox. What I'm going to do now is open the next light that we want to put together. So just pulling these out, lights for wrapped in plastic. So let's just open this up real quick. And so here is the actual light that's going to go in the Softbox. It's got 4 outlets. Now this is the part that I want to show you that's really important when it comes to assembling these things. So you need to take these braces out, because this is how the Softbox is going to be, the shape is going to be braced so that it stays. Now, what you'll see is each one of these has 2 ends. It has an end that's just kind of smooth, and then it's got an end that's kind of fluted, to where it's like tapered off. And what I learned was when you're inserting these into the actual light, you want to do it, it's almost like at the 45-degree angle. So if you can see this, you've got one like slot directly up top, and then you've got 2 that are just like on the outer angles of the light. What you want to do is take this fluted end, and you want to make sure that you get it pushed off in. So it's some of these, depending on the tolerance, I'm sure they didn't have the best like tolerance settings, so what's allowable. Some might be a little bit tighter than others, but I found that just working around a little bit will actually get it to go in. And you hear that? It was just like a pop. So what you want to do is you want to do this for all 4 of the braces, and then we'll put the shade on. So make sure that you pop all of these in, all 4. That one went in fairly easy. I will say the first light that I had, it did not really fit that well. So it did take us a little bit of time, or it took me a little bit of time to get them all in. So right now I've got 2, here, 3, and let's go and see if we get one more, and 4. So what I'll do now, I'm gonna pause the video so I can kind of set up the light box. And actually, before I do that, you can see that I put the 4th one in the wrong hole, and it comes out fairly easy. So I'm gonna add this 4th one to this hole here so that they're all like at an angle. And you'll see that one was a little bit more difficult to get in. Like many of us, like when you get something, you're more scared of breaking it than anything. So I wanted to make sure I didn't break it. Next, I'm gonna get the light box and start to put the ends of the braces into the light box, and I'll show you what it looks like. So give me a second. I'm gonna pause this video, and then I'm gonna get the light box. All right, what you'll see now, guys, is I've unfolded the MountDog light box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this MountDog is along my right side. So I'm just going to lay it down like that, with MountDog going to the right. That way when it's up and it's like on a stand, you'll see the MountDog. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure this out. So taking the light, kind of pushing it through, and just kind of get this in the best way that you can. There's no real science to it. What you will see is that here, there is where the little braces go. So you want to make sure you stick each brace into one of these little jacks. So I'm going to take a little bit of time, and I'm going to do that now using a mobile Osmo 3. So bear with me. It's actually working pretty well. I can't complain. So let's go take a little time.
Mount our braces.
These holes, well, the mount brackets are a little bit, since they're new, not real difficult to get in, but not the easiest thing. So now I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. And let's see, it's a little bit difficult, so. All right, guys, so here we go. What you'll see, it took me a little bit of time to get everything lined up, but this is the back of the unit. Once you get everything lined up and you get the braces actually set, so you'll see just it fits in there just like that. Not bad at all. Turn it around, see the front of it. You just set this thing down and kind of zoom out just a little bit so you guys can get a better idea. It's coming along looking really good. And so you're just gonna do that with the other light box as well. So I'm gonna finish assembling this, and then I'll show you guys the finished product.
So I'm gonna loosen this up a little bit and pull this out.
And again, just want to remind you guys that these light stands, like, you want to be a little bit careful with them. I'm filming. There's the cat. He likes to make cameos. We're just going to fire this thing up and see if it works. So hopefully the light won't be too harsh on the camera. So I just want to show you guys real quick. This thing has 2 light switches on the back. So these seem to control the right side lights, and these control the left side lights. So pretty simple setup. Base is sturdy. I will finish assembling this set, and then I will put a whole video together that shows the final outcome. So we've got 2 lights together right now, and we've got 1 more left to assemble, and that's actually the boom light. So let me just go ahead and assemble that, and then let's see how good that this thing does. All right, guys, for some of you guys that might be just as OCD as I am, just want to show you when I took out the actual screens for the softbox, they were a little bit wrinkled. So I'm just using an old t-shirt and I'm just kind of steaming them. So I'm putting the t-shirt over the top of the fabric because it's almost like nylon or something. And I'm just gonna kind of steam it. All right, so now I'm just gonna install the softbox. What I will say is, one thing that they don't tell you is, and maybe some of you guys that are pros know this, but when you're installing the softbox, the Velcro goes here. So when you actually put it on, you're gonna flip it back so the corners catch off in here, so it holds it on and gives it a nice little seal around the outside. I didn't know that. For a minute I was like, what the hell? So I'll just kind of show you. So you go here and you're just going to kind of flip it inside out. Make sure that that corner comes out. There you go. On this side as well. Just want to flip it inside out. And you want to slide that over your corner. Slide this one here as well over the corner. Velcro up top. Same here. Going to flip it so it catches the corners and creates a nice softbox seal. So let's go there, and let's go here. And then on the side, you can see you just want to attach the Velcro. And I'll do that to the other side as well. I don't know if you can see that. And the top and the bottom. And there we have it. If there's any sag, you can just, since the back Velcros, you can kind of pull the back in and tighten as needed. But 2 lights down. And I'll just straighten that out a little bit so it looks a little bit better. I'm a perfectionist, so I like everything to look seamless, square, and like it does in the picture. All right, guys, I'm back with actually the last part of this video. So I've got everything set up with my 3-point lighting kit. I've got my 2 lights and the boom light set up. Got them set up on the couch just so you guys can see. So this apartment gets a lot of natural light as is. And so the thing is, I wanted to see what the contrast would be just having the lights actually on and having the lights actually off. So you can kind of see what you get now with the lighting. Let's see. I'll try to let you guys get a little bit more of a feel. So this is just the apartment with natural light, nothing coming in as far as any artificial lighting. Really lucky because I got a corner apartment, so it's just an L of windows. But in order to have a little bit of versatility and be able to shoot in the evenings or at night and record content as well, I decided to go with a lighting kit. What we'll do is I'll turn some of these lights on and let's see if we can actually tell the difference in the actual lighting and not. All right, guys, so what I've done is I've actually just lowered all the blinds in the apartment. It's approximately 6:40 right now, 6:41. I'm in New York, so it's Eastern Standard Time. The sun is actually due to set at around 7:50 p.m., 7:56. But just say that I wanted to shoot and I was losing my light and I didn't have any more natural light. Let's see how big of a difference the actual lighting kit makes. So what I'll do is I'm going to put the lighting kit on full blast. I'll leave the screen just for a second and let's just see if we can compare the contrast. All right, guys, so what I have done is I actually turned out or blacked out all of the blinds, and then I turned on the lighting kit just to see the difference in lights with no lights. Again, it's about it's about 6:55 New York time. The sun is getting ready to set. I must say that for the price that I spent for these lights, I think that they do a pretty good job in illuminating the space. I'm just a novice photographer, just now getting into it, trying to learn some things. So I did exactly what a lot of you do, just went online, read about lighting, probably studied lighting kits for, at the very least, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, going back and forth, trying to see what's the best kit for the money and things like that. So just getting into this kit, I think it was right around 160 bucks for something that's not going to be super durable. I mean, it's pretty durable for what you get. The light stands are pretty sturdy. For the boom, what I did have to do, I had a pair of ankle weights, so I used them as counterweights for the boom that you see up top, and then I used a 35-pound dumbbell that I had to actually anchor the boom stand down to the floor. So I've got about, I would say roughly about 40 pounds hanging, 40 pounds attached to the fixture for the boom light. But what I'm using right now to do this recording is just the iPhone 11 Pro, and hopefully you can tell the difference between the lights on and the lights off. So once again, these are the lights on, and then I'll turn the lights off and I'll end the video. Real quick, so I just wanted to show you some of the diversity. So these lights have kind of like a dimmer where you can dim half the light. So before I actually turn everything off, I wanted to see if there was a difference when I go back and look at the video on the phone when I turn the lights to about half power. This is half power, and now we're going fully off. All right, guys, so what I have done is I actually turned out or blacked out all of the blinds, and then I turned on the lighting kit just to see the difference in lights with no lights. Again, it's about it's about 6:55 New York time. The sun is getting ready to set. I must say that for the price that I spent for these lights, I think that they do a pretty good job in illuminating the space. I'm just a novice photographer, just now getting into it, trying to learn some things. So I did exactly what a lot of you do, just went online, read about lighting, probably studied lighting kits for, at the very least, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, going back and forth, trying to see what's the best kit for the money and things like that. So just getting into this kit, I think it was right around 160 bucks for something that's not going to be super durable. I mean, it's pretty durable for what you get. The light stands are pretty sturdy. For the boom, what I did have to do, I had a pair of ankle weights, so I used them as counterweights for the boom that you see up top, and then I used a 35-pound dumbbell that I had to actually anchor the boom stand down to the floor. So I've got about, I would say roughly about 40 pounds hanging, 40 pounds attached to the fixture for the boom light. But what I'm using right now to do this recording is just the iPhone 11 Pro, and hopefully you can tell the difference between the lights on and the lights off. So once again, these are the lights on, and then I'll turn the lights off and I'll end the video. Real quick, so I just wanted to show you some of the diversity. So these lights have kind of like a dimmer where you can dim half the light. So before I actually turn everything off, I wanted to see if there was difference when I go back and look at the video on the phone when I turn the lights to about half power. This is half power, and now we're going fully off. And this is a continuation of the video. This is just with the lights completely off. I hope that you liked the video. I hope that I was able to explain a couple of things and maybe clear up some of the confusion when it comes to setting up the MountDog lighting kit. Again, very happy with the lighting kit. Seems to do a great job lighting the space when it's dark. So just leave any comments on the video below. And this is Trend Hype, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. 3-point lighting system, MountDog. Pretty good for the price.